You joined Bright Young Folk at the Slaughtered Lamb, and we're here with Lewis Garland and Kett Rebellion. Welcome. Wonder whether to start off, you could tell us a bit about yourselves, Lewis, and the band as well.
Okay, we're an alternative folk band, whatever that means. That seems to be what we're described as.
We're a medieval folk band.
Yeah, medieval alternative folk, that's what we do. It's what the alternative kids in medieval period went to see. That's what we do. We formed about 3 years ago. Was it? I think it was 3 years ago.
I'd say so.
Before that, I was a singer-songwriter on my own, and then I began to write songs influenced by more Eastern European music and klezmer, and kind of looked for instrumentation to enhance that, because it's quite hard to sound like klezmer on your own, because speeding up on your own can be kind of strange. And so, yeah, the band joined me, and it kind of came together it didn't intentionally come together as a band, did it?
No.
The people, Drew came down for a recording session on Ball and Chain, and then Bradley joined 2 or 3 weeks later, was it?
I don't even remember when I first met you, actually.
I was brought up in the Britpop era. That was my thing, and so I was obsessed with when I was that kind of age. And then, but throughout the whole time, I had a lot of folk influences. I mean, I was going to folk festivals when I was a kid. And I didn't come from a folk family as such, but around me there was an awful lot of folk around me of various kinds, and also the kind of singer-songwriter tradition. So, I mean, there was a lot of Bob Dylan in the house and that sort of thing over the years. You're not happy about that.
Moving swiftly on then.
And,
so, I mean, the subjects of your songs, you have sort of relationships and also modern art and philosophy. How autobiographical are they?
I think the snigger suggested there's an awful lot of truth in it. Yeah, the personal songs are entirely autobiographical. They're written about me and my experiences with specific people, everyone. And it's okay, because I always ask for permission before performing.
But you never got into Tracy Emin's turn.
No, that wasn't. That song was entirely made up. Yeah, art was entirely made up.
But all the ones that are really personal, I don't think they went on the album, did they? Almost. Oh, Is This War did? Is This War? That's pretty personal.
I mean, I guess. The love songs are autobiographical songs, and the relationship songs are. The other ones, I guess, they're autobiographical in the sense that they're my feelings about certain issues.
So, are you quite interested in kind of politics and philosophy and art?
Yes, I'm also.
I think they probably all are as well, actually. That's why we even play with them.
Because you're learning from me, is that?
Whoa!
I did a history and politics degree, so that was fundamentally my interest for 3 straight years. And it's carried on to my music. I think you can't help but write about what occurs to you in your life, what happens to you in your life, and that makes up a fundamental part of what I read and listen to. And so, yeah, absolutely. How about you, lot?
Don't write the lyrics.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure what the lyrics are.
That's the worst thing you could possibly ever say. I love the lyrics, and I mean them, even though they're not mine when I'm playing.
I sometimes try to get Drew to remind remind me of the lyrics of when he's like, no idea. So sometimes we have to ask some fans instead, which is embarrassing.
In God to Ground, you say that singing never changed the world. Do you believe that?
No, I don't believe that at all. It's that was a comment directed actually at someone who has regularly told me that you shouldn't mix music with politics because it's going to put people off listening to music, and it's never going to be taken seriously anyway. So that was actually a direct dig at a particular person, which I won't go into. No, because I wouldn't have written a song then directly about people who say they want to change the world, but don't make any effort to, had it not honestly believed it was going to make any difference at all. Not that it has, but
No.
you know,
We still want to change the world and do nothing. Apart from the odd amnesty letter.
I mean, onto the Kett Rebellion. I mean, for starters, who were the Kett Rebellion?
I think the as in originally.
Originally, where did the name come from?
It came from Norfolk. You might want to tell a story because it's where you're born.
It's quite a long story. Do you want the
It's
whole
a good story.
How to put this in some sort of succinct way? Okay.
Robert.
In 1549, the King of England enclosed the common lands, and which the peasants were living on. And in Norfolk, well, the peasants living off the land began to revolt against this. It started off in a place called Attleborough, and in which they went around the landowners and they took the lands back and attacked the landowners' houses. And then it moved on to a place called Wymondham, where a guy called Robert Kett joined them, who was a local landowner, and he then marched with them to Norwich, and they took Norwich, and there was a siege, and it carried on. Blah blah blah.
You could be more enthusiastic about it.
I'm trying to remember.
He started the march and really the whole rebellion on my birthday, which
Is that true?
yeah,
Oh,
6th.
that's why we called it.
You don't look that old.
Yeah.
I am.
We just didn't want to be cool because we weren't a band, and that Lewis is a singer-songwriter, and we're the band that joined him. But then, because it became quite different when we joined.
Yeah.
Well, the actual reason we chose that name is because it joined the West Midlands with Norfolk, because it was put down by the Earl of Warwick, I believe.
Yeah,
True.
Eventually, so it was a way of saying the band tamed me. I don't know. It was a way of connecting the two areas.
Okay. So, I mean, for all of you, what's it like being an artist, kind of in the music industry now, trying to get yourself heard and seen and everything?
I think in some ways it's extremely easy in terms of releasing your stuff. Apart from getting physical copies in HMV or whatever, you can release an album on iTunes now for next to nothing, and that's worldwide distribution effectively, which you could never get before. But still, just in the small kind of getting communities to know you, going to different cities and playing, and then finding that in some places no one's ever heard of you, some places you get quite a few people, is still quite a difficult thing to do, I think.
it's still just as hard to get an agent or probably
Oh,
even
yeah.
harder than it's ever been to get signed, because there's no money in the industry now. So and because anyone can access worldwide distribution, it doesn't really make much difference.
Okay, and what's next for Lewis Garland and the Kett Rebellion?
Oh.
Well, we're midway through. Well, just started our first. I say British and Irish, it's English and Irish tour. So this is the second date of that tour at the moment. So this is the big thing at the moment. We're touring our album, which was released in March.
Scotland have never heard of us. It's not a UK tour.
No,
We have no idea what we'll do after that.
Oh no, but new songs are coming, and we'll work on them throughout the tour, and what the future brings. We're not sure, we're kind of trundling along, really.
A snare drum, that's what I think.
The future will
It's
bring, it was snare drum and a death metal album.
Whoa.
I think we'll just stick to a small drum kit, maybe.
You're going to stick to your percussion, but the rest of us are going to do death metal covers of you and Nicole.
Well, we'll look forward to it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.